Akima, a substantial corporate conglomerate operating under a lucrative contract with the U.S. government, currently manages the Immigration Detention Center situated at the Guantanamo Bay Naval Base. However, a review of documents obtained by The Guardian reveals a concerning pattern. Akima has faced significant scrutiny, including critical audits and a civil rights complaint, regarding the conditions at 3 other migrant detention facilities it operates. This Virginia-based company boasts a vast network of over 40 subsidiaries and maintains more than 2,000 contracts with various U.S. government agencies. Its services encompass a wide range, from IT maintenance to armed security, spanning diverse geographical locations from Saudi Arabia to Arizona. Akima's extensive portfolio caters to the needs of numerous federal agencies. Last year, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, awarded a subsidiary of Akima a contract to manage the Migrant Operations Center at Guantanamo Bay. While the U.S. government has maintained a migrant detention center at the naval base for years, it gained significant attention last month following Donald Trump's announcement of plans to detain a substantially larger number of immigrants there. It's crucial to note that the ICE detention center, operated by Akima, is distinct from the military prison housing terrorism suspects. Since 2021, the migrant facility at Guantanamo has held a relatively small number of detainees, averaging between 4 and 40 individuals at any given time. This contrasts sharply with its past use, which saw tens of thousands of migrants detained there during the 1990s. The Guantanamo Bay U.S. Naval Base itself occupies leased land on Cuba's southeastern coast, approximately 430 miles southeast of Miami, geographically separated from the Republic of Cuba. Recently, Homeland Security and military officials have established new tent cities at the base. According to the U.S. Navy, sailors have actively participated in the construction of these tents, with the first phase of expansion significantly increasing the facility's capacity to accommodate up to 2,000 migrants. ICE awarded Akima Infrastructure Protection a contract to oversee the more secure section of the migrant facility. As detailed on a U.S. government contracting website, the company was obligated to guarantee a swift expansion of capacity, capable of accommodating up to 400 additional migrants through the construction of a tent city. Despite the Trump administration's characterization of the detained migrant men as the worst of the worst, members of a Venezuelan prison gang known as Tren de Aragua, reports from CBS indicate that low-risk migrants, those without criminal records, are also being sent to Guantanamo. Furthermore, family members of some detainees claim their innocence and deny any affiliation with the gang. Earlier this month, a federal judge in New Mexico blocked the potential transfer of 3 additional men to Guantanamo, with one detainee expressing apprehension, referring to the facility as a black hole. Adding to the mounting concerns, a coalition of civil rights organizations filed a lawsuit last Wednesday, demanding that the Trump administration grant migrant detainees access to legal counsel. Last year, a separate group of immigrant rights organizations lodged a civil rights complaint, alleging retaliatory actions by officials at the Buffalo detention facility against 40 hunger strikers. These detainees were protesting against the lack of free phone calls to their families and the prolonged periods of detention. The complaint detailed the use of physical force and solitary confinement as alleged forms of retaliation. Whether the Department of Homeland Security's Civil Rights Office initiated an investigation or reached any conclusions remains unclear. Last October, ICE extended Akima Global Services contract through the end of the month to operate the Chrome North Service Processing Center in Miami, despite facing criticism concerning its treatment of migrants. A report released last year by the Department of Homeland Security's Inspector General revealed that Akima guards failed to adhere to use-of-force standards. One instance cited in the report involved guards pepper spraying a detainee through the slot of a solitary confinement cell door, even though the officers were not under threat and the detainee was not a threat to himself or others. As previously reported by The Guardian in December, Akima's contract was renewed, and officials subsequently initiated a search for contractors to demolish the existing solitary confinement unit, design, and construct a replacement. Interestingly, while headquartered in Virginia, Akima leverages its connections to native tribes. Its website prominently features videos and images showcasing Inupiat indigenous people and the Alaskan tundra. Although Akima's workforce is not exclusively composed of Alaskan natives, a portion of the company's profits is distributed to native shareholders in Alaska.